Ever wondered why some gay individuals have distinct mannerisms or a unique accent? It's an intriguing question, isn't it? Now let's be clear. This isn't about casting stereotypes or making sweeping generalizations, rather, it's about dissecting cultural and social phenomena that have sparked curiosity in many. Delving into the science of speech, mannerisms, and identity, we seek to understand more about the gay voice phenomenon. So, are you ready to embark on this journey of discovery? Stay tuned as we dive into the science behind this fascinating topic. Firstly, it's crucial to understand that not all gay men have this so-called gay voice or accent. While it's a phenomenon that has garnered significant attention, it's far from a universal trait. Now, let's dive a bit deeper into this concept. The term gay voice, also sometimes referred to as the gay lisp, is an informal term used to describe a speech pattern that has been associated with some gay men. It's characterized by specific phonetic qualities such as precise enunciation, elongated vowels, and a higher-than-average pitch. Public perception of this phenomenon varies greatly. Some view it as a stereotype, while others see it as a marker of identity. It's important to remember that voices like fingerprints are unique to each individual, and the gay voice is only one of countless ways that human speech can vary. But where does this gay voice come from? There's no definitive answer, but theories suggest a mix of cultural and societal influences. Just as regional accents can develop based on the people and environment around us, it's plausible that the gay voice could be a product of similar factors. Some propose that it could be a way for gay men to signal their identity to others within the community, a form of nonverbal communication, if you will. However, it's crucial to dispel any notion that the gay voice is an affectation or a conscious choice. For those who do exhibit this speech pattern, it's as natural and involuntary as any other accent or voice characteristic. It's simply a part of who they are. In the same vein, it's also essential to stress that not all gay men exhibit this speech pattern. Just as there's a wide range of voices among any group of people, the same holds true within the gay community. Attempting to categorize or stereotype based on voice alone is not only misleading but also contributes to harmful biases and misconceptions. Let's now look at what research says about this phenomenon. Recent studies shed light on why some gay men might sound different. This statement has sparked a whirlwind of research, and the findings are truly fascinating. First off, we must acknowledge the sheer diversity among the LGBTQ+ community. Not all gay men sound the same, just as not all straight men do. However, the gay voice we're talking about is a recognizable pattern of speech that some people associate with being gay. Now, onto the research. A number of studies suggest that this so-called gay voice might actually be a form of social branding. It's like a vocal badge of honor, a way to signal to others who you are and where you fit in the grand tapestry of human diversity. A study from Stanford University, for instance, found that gay men might adopt certain speech patterns that are more typically associated with women. This is not to say that they are trying to sound like women, but rather they're adopting linguistic patterns that challenge traditional gender norms. But why would they do this? The answer might lie in the realm of social influences. We all know that from a young age we start to pick up on the subtle cues that tell us how to behave, how to speak, and how to present ourselves to the world. This brings us to another intriguing finding. Some researchers argue that the gay voice is not just about gender norms, but also about forming connections and fitting in. It's a way for gay men to find community and shared identity. Remember that language is not just about communication, it's also about identity. For some gay men, their speech patterns might serve as a powerful tool to express their identity, to proudly say, "This is who I am." Another study from the University of California, Los Angeles, found that gay men who identify strongly with the gay community are more likely to exhibit these speech patterns. This suggests that the gay voice is not a universal trait among gay men, but rather a characteristic of those who feel a strong connection to the gay community. Lastly, it's essential to mention that while these research findings are compelling, they're not definitive. The gay voice is still a complex and nuanced phenomenon that is influenced by a myriad of factors. To sum it up, the research seems to point towards the gay voice being more of a social and cultural construct rather than something innate or biological. It's a fascinating glimpse into the interplay between language, identity, and society. These findings suggest that the gay voice is more about social and cultural factors than something innate or biological. As we continue to explore this topic, let's remember the importance of embracing diversity and challenging stereotypes. After all, it's our differences that make us uniquely human. While the gay voice is a reality for some, it's crucial to debunk stereotypes and misconceptions. Let's dive right into the deep end. Stereotypes and misconceptions are often born out of a lack of understanding, and this topic is no exception. The idea that all gay men have a particular accent or way of speaking is a stereotype that has been perpetuated over time. However, it's essential to understand that this is not the case for everyone. Many gay men do not exhibit what is commonly referred to as the gay voice. This stereotype is largely fueled by media portrayals and societal expectations. It's important to remember that there is a vast diversity within the gay community, just like any other group. People come in all shapes, sizes, colors, and yes, voices too. Moreover, the notion that a specific accent or voice can define a person's sexual orientation is a misconception. Voices, like other physical characteristics, are influenced by a myriad of factors including genetics, environment, and culture. To reduce someone's identity to their voice or accent is not only reductive, but it's also misleading. This stereotype can also lead to harmful assumptions and prejudices. For instance, it can pressure some individuals to alter their natural speech patterns to fit in or avoid discrimination, which is a burden no one should have to bear. Similarly, it can cause others to make snap judgments about a person's sexual orientation based on their voice, which is not only unfair, but also inaccurate. In a broader scope, these stereotypes and misconceptions serve to perpetuate harmful beliefs and stigmas about the LGBTQ+ community. They can contribute to a culture of misunderstanding, bias, and discrimination. That's why it's so important to challenge these stereotypes and strive for a more understanding and accepting society. So, to wrap this up, while some gay men may have what is perceived as a gay voice, many do not. And even if they do, it's just one facet of who they are. It doesn't define their sexual orientation, their character, or their worth. Remember, accent or no accent, it's the individuality that counts. So, why do some gay men have a unique accent or mannerisms? This question has led us on quite a fascinating journey today. We've explored the phenomenon, delved into the research, and debunked some common stereotypes and misconceptions. And now, as we wrap things up, let's revisit our key takeaways. Firstly, we learned that the so-called gay voice or gay accent is not a universal trait among homosexual men. Just like any other group of people, gay men are a diverse bunch with a wide range of speech patterns and behaviors. It's critical to remember this as we move forward. We also discussed the concept of social branding. This theory posits that some gay men may adopt certain speech patterns or mannerisms as a way of signaling their sexual orientation to others. It's a form of self-identification, a way of saying, "This is who I am." It's not about conforming to a stereotype, it's about expressing individuality. Then we dove into the idea of learned behavior. We are all products of our environment, and our behaviors are influenced by those around us. In the case of some gay men, their speech patterns may mirror those of influential figures in their lives or the communities they're part of. This is not unique to gay men, of course. We all pick up habits, phrases, and mannerisms from our surroundings. Next, we touched on the role of cultural and societal influences. Media portrayals of gay men often emphasize certain speech patterns or mannerisms. This can lead to a perception that these traits are inherent to being gay, even though this is not the case. It's important to be aware of these influences and to question the assumptions they may lead to. And finally, we debunked some common stereotypes and misconceptions. The gay voice is not an affectation or a choice, and it's certainly not something that can be cured. It's simply a part of who a person is, just like any other aspect of their identity. So, to answer our initial question, why do some gay men have a unique accent or mannerisms? Well, the answer is complex and multifaceted, much like human sexuality itself. It's a blend of social branding, learned behavior, and cultural influences, but most importantly, it's a reflection of individuality and identity. In the end, it's about self-expression and identity, and that, my friends, is as diverse as humanity itself.